Hi, it's Michelle here doing another My Booty workout for you. So this is a day 2 workout. On this series we have a day 1 where we do big exercises, and this is a day 2. So the exercise we're going to do today are focused on strength and mobility. So first exercise we're going to do is a lunge stretch. And this is really working your flexibility. I want you to take a big mama step and just stretch that hip out. You're going to feel the hip in the hip flexor here. You might feel in the back of your leg. And I want your knee off the ground. And just kind of lean into it. Go down as far as you feel comfortable. I'm rather flexible. So, and you can have your chest right towards your knee. And you can rock back and forth. Give about 20 seconds on this side. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So, big mama step this way. And you're going to go down in there. Just put your hand on your knee. If you need some balance, don't be afraid to use a wall. And kind of rock back and forth. Feel that in your hip flexor. Very good. All right, the next exercise we're going to do is Pike Reverse Hyperextension. So you have somewhere where you can get into a pike position. And then what I want you to do is just lift your leg up behind you. And I want you to have it come straight up and straight back. I don't want it coming out to the side, just straight up, straight back. Kind of helps if you point your toes and if you look down right in between your hands. And if your other foot's on your tippy toes. I'm going to do 10 of these. And that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Really squeeze that butt at the top. And these nice little paws at the top really helps it. Now we're going to do the other leg. So you ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now come down on your hands and your knees. And what we're going to do is kind of just do a rotation. We'll rotate to the left side, stick our butt out behind us, rotate to the right side, and tuck those hips under, and do it again. We're going to do it 3 times, just nice and slow. Get some good flexibility in those hips, and tuck it in, and stick it out. Go to the right side now, stick it out. All right, now we're going to switch directions. So stick your butt out to the right side, behind you, and second time around. Oh, that feels good. Pelvis mobility is vital for having a good butt. If your butt gets locked up, all those muscles get locked up in there. There's lots of tendons and muscles. If they get injured, they tend to have a tendency to lock up. And just life in general makes them lock up because we sit so much. My mat is really getting apart here. All right, now we have one more exercise on our knees. Sorry about that. We're going to do hydrants. So basically, get in a good hands and knees stance. Keep your knee bent and just lift out to the side. Now, key thing is make sure all the movement is right in that hip. And nice and slow and controlled, and pause at the top. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, good, 9, and 10. Now I'm going to turn around this way because I'm going to hit the wall. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're going nice and slow. 7, 8, 9, we're gonna do another lunge stretch. This time we're gonna be on our knees. And this one is kind of different. I want you to sit up nice and tall, and then I want you to squeeze your glute on the side with your knee down. So squeeze your glute, kind of tucking those hips under. You can see the motion is kind of like this. We're just gonna hold it. You should feel the stretch in your hip flexor, and you should feel that glute contract. You might feel a little bit in your hamstring here too. Just hold that for 5 seconds and relax. And then we'll do it again. I'm gonna do this 3 times. 2. Okay, relax. And last one. And 3. Now, we'll go ahead and switch legs. Alright, so this leg that your knee down is on, you can tuck it in. Really squeeze your glutes so that you feel that hip flexor tighten. Relax. And do it again. 1, 3, 4, 5. You want to make sure your pelvis is rather straight across this way. You don't want one side up, one side down. And really squeeze, and you should feel it in here, in your glute, maybe a little bit here. Okay, so that's our lunge stretch for this one. Now we're going to do the Pike Hyperextensions again. Now this time start with the leg you ended with last time. So that's my left leg this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now if those are too hard, you can always just do them on your hands and knees, just lifting your leg behind you without the pike. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Okay, good. Now, our hip rotations on all fours. And this time we're going to start jutting our hip out towards the right side and back. 2. Get that pelvis moving in and out to the sides. 3. Okay, switch to the other side. 1. And in. 2. That's my favorite one so far for today. Now we're going to do hydrants. So I want you to start with the leg you left off with the last time. So I'm doing my left leg first this time. So have a really good position. And just lift that leg out to the side and pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now turn around. The other leg. 1, 2. This leg is definitely harder. 3. Second leg always is. 4, because it gets tired holding you up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So we did 2 rounds. We have just one more. So first exercise is a lunge stretch, and so this time we're gonna stretch with our knee on the ground again, but this time we're gonna come nice far forward as we can. Really getting a good stretch in our hip flexor. Kind of push that hip down if you need to. Really good stretch. Then I want you to come up, and then this time I want you to put your hands on the inside of you and get that leg even further behind you if you can, and really stretch that hip flexor. Now, hip flexors have a big impact on your butt. So if your hip flexors are tight, there is no way your butt activates when you're doing squats and things because it's kind of taken out of the equation. So you get your hips looser, your hip flexors looser, then your glutes can engage when you're doing squats and such. So it's a very, very important thing. And in our society, we sit down so much, so our hip flexors get really, really shortened and tight. And then that leads to back injuries a lot of times too. So when you stretch those hip flexors, you want to make sure you're really squared up. You don't want to be crooked. Really squared up. And then now this time relax. And then I want you to come hands to the middle side, stick that leg behind you a little bit more if you can. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty flexible, but you know, wherever you're at with flexibility, don't overdo it. It's just where you feel a slight stretch, that's perfect. You don't want to ever feel like you're in a lot of pain. Okay, and 10, good. All right, so now back to our favorite. We're gonna do the hardest one, I think, of today's exercises, the Pike Hyperextension. Like I said, if you can't do the Pike, you can just do it like this. Okay, so I'm gonna get up in the Pike, and I'm gonna do right leg first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Other leg one. Tendency is I want to just go faster now that I'm tired. But that pausing is very important. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, wow. Now do the rotations. Rotate to the side. Tuck my hips under. Other side. Ooh, this feels good after those 2. And 3. And other way. 1. Now it is kind of handy to have a mirror so you can kind of see what you're doing. I think that's about 3. Go ahead and just give yourself a little extra stretch here. Stretch those arms out ahead of you. Stretch the lower back. You're going to find that as we're working our butt, you're going to notice all these little new muscles you never knew you owned in your lower backs and even in your stomach. All right, so now we're going to do the hydrants. I'm going to do it facing you this time so you can kind of see how nicely my leg comes out to the side. Okay, so kind of this up like this, just like a doggy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hey, we're done. We did that. All right, so this was a day 2 exercise. Day 3 is a day off from leg work. You can work your upper body, of course. You could even throw in some extras in there, maybe doing some cardio stuff, but really try to rest up a little bit so that on our next day 1, we will be able to hit it hard for those big muscle focuses, okay? So get to it, work that booty. This is part of the My Booty series from Michelle Berger, Buff Mother. Check out my site, www.buffmother.com. All right, take care, bye.